Welcome back, friends. It's the Halfass Crafter. I'm Laura, the Halfass Crafter. You're getting a Gluebook Saturday video today. Aren't you excited? I hope so, because I'm excited to make this video for you and tell you all about my trip to New York, because how fun will that be? Someone asked, or someone said that they missed my rooms Gluebook videos. So I thought, well, there we go. If I give myself the constraint of you have to do a rooms page, then maybe I can get through a Gluebook Saturday video pretty quickly. So we're going to do a rooms page. This is my rooms and food Gluebook. It's got all of the silly, this is still probably my favorite. This was my first Gluebook Saturday of 2025. How fun. But anyway, it's got food, and then there's a lot of food, then there's some rooms, there's more food, more food, more food, more food. I thought I had another room in here. There it is. Yes, I love that room. Anyway, so today we are gonna do this room, which isn't actually like a room, but it's an outside room. So my rooms glue books are sometimes outside, and that's fine. So we're going to do this one because it's got a pool and it's summer, because it's August, and I thought this is the best thing to do. So that's what we're going to do. What's the stuff that I just took away? Well, that's stuff that I collected from my trip to New York. So I got this key from the hotel that I stayed at, and I was like, I really like this key. I almost kept both, but then I was like, what the heck am I going to do with two? I keep keys from the hotels that I stay at, and I will use them, you know, as like paint or glue or whatever, little scraper tools. So I thought that would be fun. This is the playbill. So my coworkers and I went to see Stranger Things on Broadway, and we got the ticket, and yeah, it was cool. That was my first Broadway show, because I'd never been to New York, remember? And then I got a cardboard picture of a plate. That was something to do with one of our meetings that we had, and everybody else was like recycling theirs, and I like secretly stashed mine away because I'm like, no, I keep trash. Anyway, and then I went to this candy store, Swedish candy store called Bon Bon, and bought way more money in candy than I care to say on my channel. But I also got, it won't come out, come on, there we go. They give you free postcards and stickers, and so I got a postcard and a sticker. This bag is so nice. Somebody's getting this bag for Christmas, and they're gonna think that I got them fancy candy and from New York. Wrong, I just am giving you the bag because I'm cheap, but it's just a gift bag. Okay, so I think that was everything, all the fun New York stuff. We did go to Broadway. It was a ton of fun. I love New York. I really do. But I'll tell you all about it. Let's get into the glue booking, because that's what you're here for. I'm very excited. So we're going to do this room. And I thought to myself, you know, I have all of these little pieces of people like swimming and paddle boarding and whatever. And so I dug through all of my people, and I found this Barbie in a boat. I think all of this came from Donna. But I found this Barbie in a boat, and I was like, oh yeah, Barbie's going in this water. So for sure, gonna put Barbie in the water. And then I like this lady paddle boarding, right. And then I was flipping around, I was flipping through my things. Well, I also like these flowers. I just kind of like those. So I think I'm just going to put those back here just for a little bit of color. But then I was flipping around, and I found, they're all up here in a pile. I found this couple, and I was like, I don't know what these people are doing, but they should be jumping out from behind the plants back here, like, surprise! I don't know why they're doing that. Maybe it's just like a fun game or something. But that's what they're going to do. So we're going to put them back there. I know, you're excited. And then I have this little bird in a nest. It's just like this little tiny bird. And I was just going to stick it in this tree. And I could have cut, I thought about like, well, maybe I should cut the little tree out and like put it back there. But then I was like, should I though? Like, will it actually matter? I don't think it'll matter. This is a very massive bird if we're going to scale here. Do you understand? Like, this thing is like bigger than her, so it's fine. All right, and then I had this guy from a little coffee shop on the Oregon coast or the Seattle coast or something. And I was like, well, he's going to be there too with his little waders on. And then I had this little dog and I thought, well, you know what that man needs? A golden retriever. Duh. Right? Right. I know I'm right. And I kind of want to cut this white off of here, but like, gosh, I can't even see it. There's just, it's so tiny. I can only see it when I put it down on the paper, but let's see if I can. All right, I cut it off. I also cut a little bit of his foot off, but that's okay. Okay, so he's gonna be right there with his best friend, right? And then as I was putting all my stuff away, I thought, hang on. Oh wait, I found this little person. There's this, I guess, is that supposed to be a diving board? It looks super dangerous. It looks like it's a piece of stone, like the stone wall. I was like, let's maybe not make a diving board that's stone, but whatever. What do I know about making pools? Nothing. So I thought that would be cute. But then as I was putting all my little people away, I found this little mom and some kids playing in the water. And I thought, oh my gosh, they need to go somewhere, right? Like, I mean, somewhere. So do they go down? Oh, maybe they go down here to cover up the words. It doesn't make much sense, but we're going with it. It doesn't matter because, come on, I got like an 80-foot baby bird up here. That's pretty bananas. And then I have this lady and I was like, ooh, can I use her anywhere? Anywhere. I mean, could she be out there walking around? She would be very large too. Might be weird, but I don't think so. And then I found this lady. I thought, well, maybe will she fit in one of these chairs? No, she'd be way too big and that would be strange. So anyway, all right, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to glue this. I have my little box of what I call decor bits. I don't know if I'll use any of them. I might dig through them to see if there's anything interesting that we could add to this scene. Because, you know, you can take things like this and then, you know, you could put that here and then you could, I don't know, put a, like a, that's way too big, like a ball, or if you have, here's a clock. No. Ooh, what about a camera? No, that doesn't work. This is all cut out for house stuff, but that's because it's cut out for room stuff because, you know, it would be, well, a room. I know. Bananas. Ooh, wait. What about this fish? What if we had, yes, absolutely, you're getting the fish. I also have a sand dollar. Should we put the sand dollar somewhere? Wait, what if this dude and this dog are hanging out with that sand dollar? We don't need that. Yeah, the sand dollar, I don't know, it gives it a little something, right? Okay, and then do I have anything else that I want to put over here? I'm looking. Do I want a light? Oh my gosh, I think I might want that light. I'm gonna leave that there. We'll see. We may not like it. We may be like, and on the other hand, no. I do have these balls. Oh man, and they're already like in the grass kind of. I could cut these out and put them in the grass for the dog. I know. Y'all are like, Laura, the dog isn't a real dog. You know that, right? Does she know that? You know, potato, potato. All right, and then these So New York was amazing. I thought I was going to hate it, y'all. I'm not kidding. Here's the reason why, because I know y'all are going to be like, why would you hate it? Like, what? So I went to Chicago once when I lived in Atlanta. So I was living in a big city. I love cities, don't have a problem with them. I was excited to go to Chicago. I went to Chicago and I absolutely hated it. I was like, the people are rude. It's too fast paced. There's too many people. I mean, I was just like a fish out of water. It was not a good place for me. And I thought that was really weird. I thought for sure that I would like Chicago, but I, in fact, did not like Chicago. So, all right, I'm going to put these little balls down here, and then that will cover up all of those words. Actually, I think I can put all of the balls down here to cover up all of it. I can. Well, that's happening. Are we going to use these little people then? I mean, we could put them right there. We might use them. Okay, let's see if I have anything else. So I thought for sure, I was like, well, I'm just really going to absolutely despise New York if I couldn't even like Chicago. And my husband, it was funny, my husband went to Chicago. He's like, oh my gosh, I love Chicago. I want to go back, blah, blah, blah. Ooh, wait, what if we gave them, hang on. What if we put this little kiddie pool back there for them? Wait, what if they're in the kiddie pool up here? And then we've got that guy with his trusty dog. And for whatever reason, these people are hanging out back there. Yes, yes. Okay, let's glue these little people. Whoa, let's put this little person away before I lose her. And I want to glue these folks down. I'm going to use art glitter glue because they are teensy weensy. So I thought I was going to hate it. I was like, absolutely, I'm going to hate New York. Got there, interacted with some people, and was like, am I liking New York? And I've only just landed. Like, I think I'd been on the ground for maybe 30 minutes. And I don't know, the vibe, the energy of the city, everything just really felt good. And yeah, I loved it. It was so great. I also think I've lived on the West Coast for so long that, you know, nobody's in a hurry on the West Coast. If you live on the East Coast and you've never lived on the West Coast or, you know, spent a long amount of time on the West Coast, you have to know no one is in a hurry on the West Coast. And they will take their time. They're very relaxed and chilled out. I am not relaxed and chilled out. That's not me. It's just not how I'm wired. So I have had to learn to be relaxed and chilled out. Before I get too far into this, let's glue these people down. I'm gonna lift that up, make sure that they stay there. There we go. Now they're in there. So yeah, just not like, that's just not my jam. So I have definitely had to learn how to be more chill and relaxed and like go with the flow kind of stuff. And it was great because I get to New York and everybody is just hustling. I mean, they're just hustling everywhere. And they're like getting you into cabs, and like the cabbie is out and he has got my bag. He like meets me, grabs my bag, he puts it in the back, I get in the cab, he gets in the cab, away we go. He maneuvers himself through rush hour traffic to get me to my hotel. He's the friendliest guy ever. We have like a great conversation. It's like the best. It really was like just such a great experience. And he did honk at a pedestrian because she ran out in front of him. She didn't see him. She tried to, and then she saw him and tried to keep, to run faster, and he almost hit her. I mean, not almost, but, So he kind of honked like, hello, like, don't get yourself killed. And she was like, sorry. It was pretty funny. Nobody died. It wasn't even like a close call. I wasn't like, oh my God, I almost hit that pedestrian. Now in San Francisco, I was in a cab. It was an Uber. It wasn't even like it was like a Lyft or an Uber. And yeah, that happened where I was like, you about hit that person. And he was like mumbling something under his breath. He was not talking to me. Not a thing that they do that often. I mean, they are friendly, but it's just not, I don't know. So anyway, it was a ton of fun and I loved it. And that city has like the best vibe ever. Do we want to put another one in there? No, I don't like two. I think one's good. Yeah. And then we went to Times Square because we were on Broadway watching the show. And okay, I might leave that lobster in. We were watching the show on Broadway, and then we had to walk back we took the subway. That was fun. So we watched the show on Broadway. We had to take the subway back to our hotels. So we went through Times Square to get to the subway station. Oh, it was just so good. The whole thing was so good. It really was. I was just like, I don't even know how to describe it. It just felt right. I felt in harmony with whatever was happening in New York. That's the best way that I can put it, is I just felt in harmony. And my husband was like, wow, guy was not expecting this. And I was like, you and me both, buddy. I think we're going to have to move back east because I forgot how much I love the East Coast. It is definitely more my vibe and style, I think, than the West Coast. But it's okay. We're on the West Coast. My horses are here. My husband was like, you're going to take your horses to New York City? And I was like, no, I don't want to move to New York City. But, I wouldn't mind living back east again, man. It's a whole different country. I'm telling you, I did not know when I moved out here how different the East Coast and the West Coast was from one another. I really didn't. But boy, when you meet East Coasters out here and you're like, is this as weird to you as it was to me? They're like, yep, it's pretty weird. So apologies if I'm offending anyone and you're like, you just don't like people. Whatever. Look, it doesn't matter. Opinions are never mind, I won't finish that. But it's just my opinion, man. And it doesn't matter. It's not important. So anyway, I really, really had a good time. I got on East Coast time super quick, which was great for while I was there. Terrible for now, because now I'm ready to go to bed and it's not bedtime. Surprise! So yesterday I was like, can I go to bed yet? Thinking that it was like maybe 7:30, and it was 6 p.m. Yeah. So I was like, nope, gotta stay awake. But I did. I stayed awake. And even though I woke up at 4 o'clock this morning, I went back to sleep, sort of. I did not allow myself to get up and go do anything. So I am hopefully tomorrow or today while you're watching this, I will be back on track and the world will be much better. Oh, it doesn't matter. So, yeah. What else happened in New York? Oh, I had such a bananas travel day trying to get back. Oh my gosh, bananas. The night before, some of my coworkers had left and they told us all about their trials and tribulations trying to leave New York and how their flight couldn't take off because, and I quote from the captain directly of their plane, it is too hot for us to fly. And then the captain got on the intercom system and asked if anyone wanted to get off of the plane because the plane was too heavy. So they really kind of wanted some volunteers that were willing to get off of the plane to make it lighter so then they could fly because it was hotter, which I don't know anything about planes. I'll be very clear about that. But it all sounded a little dangerous to me. So I was glad I wasn't on that flight. They did take off. Everything was fine. They got home like at some ridiculous o'clock, like ridiculous, because they went to the West Coast from the East Coast. So I think they got home at like 5 a.m. or something. Well, actually 5 a.m. East Coast time. So they got home at 2 a.m. West Coast time. So I'm just using my art glitter glue on the back of this little couple here. I'm just doing it on my gluebook page, my little Uline catalog page thing, so that I don't get any glue on my page here. So I was told that Alaska Airlines flew out of Terminal 8 at JFK, so I went to Terminal 8, and then I realized and there's no signs. There's no signs, by the way. Everybody expects you now to have apps. So trying to find a sign that talks about, what leaves when and where out of what gate is really difficult. And all that my Alaska app said was gate 1. So I was like, okay. So I go to gate 1. I mean, the guy even dropped me off at the place that said Alaska. So it's not like it didn't say Alaska. But when I got through security, which I got through very quickly, like in about 3 minutes, and I was like, whoa, that was super easy, blah, blah, blah. This is amazing. It's totally my night. I'm 30 minutes early. I woke up at 3:30 Eastern, which is 12:30, midnight 30 West Coast time, to go into the airport to get on my flight. So anyway, I go to the wrong terminal. I'm going to make a really long story very short. I go to the wrong terminal. I go to the correct terminal and there's no pre-check, so I have to stand in the general line for 20 minutes to get through security again. So I had to go through security twice. I finally find the correct flight, and I get on the flight, and then the flight sits at the gate for an hour before takeoff. My layover in Seattle is an hour and 18 minutes. So I was freaking out pretty hard. Somehow, we were supposed to leave at 7. We left at 7:55. We got in at only 3 minutes later than the original scheduled time. And I was like, we must have had a really good tailwind or something going, whatever it's called. So that was I guess that's what happened. I have no idea what happened and how they were able to accommodate getting us out there. But I did get to my flight in Seattle on time, barely, but I got it. There was a little bit of a snafu on that. I thought I was at the wrong gate and I was about to just lay down and cry. But the screen was wrong at the gate. Like there's all these people lined up for Redmond and it says new gate C20. And I'm like, you are kidding me. And I'm so hot. I'm so hot and sweaty. New York was hot because, there's not a whole lot of air conditioning there. The airport was not equipped to have 100-degree humid days. I can tell you that. So it all worked out, but boy, was it an adventure. Holy smokes. So, but I got home. Everything's fine. I got home in one piece. Oh no! And it all worked out, but boy, that was a bananas travel day. And then I realized this is why I don't travel. Like really, that's why I don't travel. there were and then on the way out going to New York, I was surrounded by small children and they all were crying until takeoff. And then they all got very quiet, thankfully. And I was in like a premium upgraded seat and there were all these small children. And I was just like, there's so many small children, but they were actually really good. So that was fine. And I had my noise canceling headphones because I have flown from Australia, from Bali to Sydney, and then from Sydney to LA with screaming, crying children. So I know to always have my noise canceling headphones. But I got through. Everything's fine. I'm home. It was bananas. I'm not traveling again, at least until October, when I think I have to go back to California. Even then, I'm kind of like, do I want to travel again? I'm not sure that I do. Not this year anyway. But I will probably have to travel. Or, get to travel, I guess. At least they pay for it, right? So it was all okay. It all worked out. Here I am. And I made a Gluebook Saturday video for you. And it's a room. I forgot who asked for it, because that's the other thing. I think I got caught up on all of my comments. I'm not sure. I could not do anything about it while I was working because we were in meetings, like all day workshop things. And I didn't have my personal laptop with me, and I don't do anything on my work laptop that has to do with personal. So I think I got caught up. If I missed you, I'll find you. And so if you get a comment 3 weeks from now, you just got lost somewhere. I don't know where, but you're fine. And I'm fine, I promise. So don't be like, was she asleep? Why is she answering this comment? But anyway, I'm answering your comment because I answer all the comments, because that's how my brain works. All right. Should this be certified? It's just certified. See, it's certified, certified, certified. I found this in a little booklet, and I was like, it just says certified all over the place. It's very certified. We're very certified. All right. I hope that you enjoyed this Gluebook Saturday. I know that I don't have a silly story other than like, this dude's all excited about his coffee. Barbie's coming in because she's like, well, I need a cup of coffee. And this lady's like, haha, I got this paddleboard for free. And then this kid's like, I'm out of here. These people are weird. These people are maybe a little drunk and they're like, oh my God, it's the neighbors. Hi, neighbors. And then, we've got the littles over here. They're just having fun. That's all. No big deal. And then the 80-foot baby bird. Yeah. This all makes sense, right? Here. Right? Yes. Sure. Why not? All right. Did a Gluebook room. How fun was that? I haven't done one of those in forever. Okay. Maybe we'll start doing some more rooms and food, because I do have some great backgrounds. All I did was I went back here to my rooms backgrounds and just went through all of them and found the one I felt like doing. So that was a ton of fun. Thank you to whoever suggested that I do a rooms. I love it when y'all make suggestions, because, sometimes I'm just standing here going, I don't know what to do. So when you're like, hey, I really like it when you do XYZ, that at least gives me, a constraint. Okay, do a rooms page, or, do a mixed media art page with collage soup or whatever. Like, that's always so really helpful for me. So keep your recommendations and requests coming. Whew. Okay, I'm going to go drink a lot of water and try not to fall asleep at 7 p.m. And you're going to have a wonderful Gluebook Saturday. And hopefully by the time you watch this, I am back on schedule and everything is fine. So cross your fingers for me. All right, y'all. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for joining me on Gluebook Saturday. I'm hoping to have an art video for you next week. Keep your fingers crossed. I'm not sure that I'm going to get there. We'll see how it all pans out this weekend. All right. Thanks, y'all. Bye.